Now it's time to extract these posts directly into the page of our blog. So this file of blog.php, I'm gonna get rid of these colosseum 8 class red color which I added to show you, and also changing the title to be blog page. Now right before the footer and right before the sidebar, let's add one comment here that this is sidebar. This one belong to the ending of row. This one belong to the whole container in which we placed everything. This one is for main area, blog area. This one is main blog area ending. This is our row, and lastly this is the starting of our container. Okay, now getting rid of these h2 heading from here and also this whole p tag. Now I'm gonna add one PHP scope right here in which we are going to add the query to extract the data from the database. So I'm gonna add one query here, and this query will be the view query, and I'm gonna equal this query with our query. So select static from the table of admin underscore panel and order by it by date time column and make it to descending order. Now semicolon at the end. Now before doing anything further, I think it would be great if we include the right files in this file of blog.php. So opening the file of add new post.php, right at the top you can see we included these files of db and sessions and functions. So I'm gonna add the same one in this file of blog.php so that we can use the functionalities of these files as well. So back to the main area, and first of all we need to grab our database connection, and that is connecting db. Now this one is our query. So next line we are going to execute this query. So mysql underscore query, and we are going to pass this query of view right here. Then we have to extract all the information row by row. So adding the while loop in which we are going to add one variable of data rows, and we are going to equal this variable with mysql underscore fetch array, and this fetch array will be on this execute query. Now in the parentheses, first of all we have to grab all the information from this table. So you can see we got id, date, time, title, category, author, image and post. So extracting all the information piece by piece. So the first data row will be for the id, the second data row will be for our date time, and remember that you should add exactly the name which we got here, otherwise it won't going to work. The next one will be for title, the next one will be for category, then it will be for author, next one will be for image, and the last one will be for the post. Now adding their respective variables. So the variable will be, first one will be post id, second one will be date time, third one will be title, next one will be category. Next one will be admin, although we don't need to extract this admin, but let's do it. The next one will be for image, last one will be for post. Now we extracted all the information. Now it's time we should add that information in more readable form. Right after this PHP scope, first of all we need to cut this while loop from here, and we are going to add one div with the class of thumbnail of Bootstrap. And if I can show you real quick what this class of thumbnail is going to do, so I'm gonna add the image tag, and for the location to that image will be, as we are going to add the images from this folder of upload, so while extracting your multimedias you have to put your directory name where you saved the files. So adding the upload folder right here, then there will be slash, and right after that we have to add the PHP scope in which we can simply echo this whole image which we are going to extract from our database. Now right after this div of class of thumbnail, I'm gonna add the PHP scope, and we are going to add the ending of our while loop right here. So if I save this one and refresh this page of blog.php, now you can see we extracted this image from our database, then we extracted this image again, then this one again, because we saved this image 2 times of HTML5 and CSS3, and this one was the mistake which we done when we learn about the move upload function. So just give me a minute so that I can post properly and add some text as well. So I'm gonna delete all these posts from here, and now opening the file of add new post to add some new post. So it's right here. So the first title will be Jazib Akram, category will be trending, and for the post let's select this image right here. Post will be this one. I just added some of the text, adding one more post to be PHP, category will be Java, choosing the file to be this one, HTML5 CSS3, and the post will be this amount of just the random text, adding one more post. So I added couple of new posts. If I can show you these posts, you can see we got these posts in our database. So if I refresh this page of blog.php, now here are these posts, as we are just adding the images to our database. So this means that our query is working. So it's time we should adjust all the things to make some nice posts. So this class of thumbnail, I have to correct its spelling to be thumb nail. Now if I save this one and refresh this page, now you can see we got very cool thumbnail border around every image. So we added this class of thumbnail. So now right on this div of class of thumbnail, I'm going to add one more class here, blog post, and this will be our custom style, not the Bootstrap style. So I have to add these styles by myself. So I gave it some background color, padding left, right and top, and also I made overflow to be hidden. So if I refresh this page, now you can see we got this color background due to this class of blog post. So now I can add the rest of the information in our blog. So right after this image, I'm gonna add one div with the Bootstrap class of caption. In this div we will add the h1 heading, and inside this heading we are going to echo the post title. We have to echo this title, and let's also apply the function of HTML entities on this one, because I told you many times to my students that you should apply the function of HTML entities while outputting things from the database so that you don't break some HTML. And for this h1 tag, I'm gonna add one ID to this one, so giving it ID of heading. So now I gave it ID of heading, so I have to style this one as well. So adding the style for our h1, I gave it some font family, font color, and give it some hover color as well. Now saving this one, if I also save this one as well and refresh this page, now you can see we got first image, then we got this h1 heading. And now let's extract our category and date and time. So right after this h1, I'm gonna add one p tag in which we will add our category. So for extracting category, we are going to add the PHP scope, and we should echo the category, this one here, semicolon at the end. And then right after this category echo, I'm gonna add the date and time as well. So adding it to published on, then we are going to add the PHP scope to echo our date and time. So inside here we are going to echo this function HTML entities, applying it on our date and time, semicolon at the end. If I refresh this page now, you can see we got category, then we are extracting this trending from database, then we are extracting this date from the database. So now it's time we should add the class something here. So I'm gonna add the class of description. This will be custom class as well, so I have to add the style to this class. So back to public styles.css, I'm gonna add one class of description. This will be custom class as well. Saving these both one, and now refreshing the page, you can see the style to this category is changed now. And lastly, we have to add the post. So right after date and time, I'm gonna add one more p tag, and inside this p tag we are going to add the PHP scope, and we are going to echo our text of our post. Saving this one, refreshing the page. Let's also style this one as well. So now applying the class of post on it. Now this will be our custom class as well. So moving to public styles.css, I'm gonna add here class of post. I gave it some font size, font family, and text line. Now if I refresh this page now, you can see we got very cool one right here. Now this images don't look quite good to me because this one is not very good on the rounded side. So I'm gonna add one class on this image as well. So back to my editor. So here we got this image, so I'm gonna add the class on this image to be bootstrap of img-responsive. So this class will gonna make this whole image to be responsive. And also let's add the one more bootstrap class of img rounded, so that we can have the rounded edges around this image. Saving this one and refreshing the page now, you can see we got rounded edges on this image. So if I minimize this window, this one is also responsive image. Now one more thing to do here, you can see we are extracting all the information from this post. So it's not a good idea to extract all the text from the post, because this is just the blog.php page. This is not the page where the user can read the whole page. So we are going to limit this text to certain points, so that we are going to add one button right here. By clicking, the user can redirect to the page where he can read the full post, whatever he want. So we need to first of all restrict this post. So I'm gonna add some PHP in this class of post, where we added and echo our post. Right in the PHP scope, I'm gonna add here one if condition, and inside this if condition I'm gonna add the string length function, and we are going to apply it on the variable of post. So we are going to say that you should find out the length of this post, and in case if the length of the post is greater than 150 characters, then you should show us 0 to 150 characters only. So then it means that make this variable of post is equal to, by using sub str function, show us 0 to 50 characters. So 0 comma 150, and in the first parameter we have to mention the variable on which we are going to apply this validation. So we are going to apply it on post. So I said that if the length of this post is greater than 150, then you should make this post to show us from 0 to 150 characters only. Then we are going to echo this variable here. Saving this one, if I refresh my page, we got error on line 85. What's the error here? The damn semicolon. I hate when this error comes all the time. Now you can see we are just extracting 150 characters, so it will be good if we add couple of dots here so the user could know that this post is continuous to some page. So for adding dot, right after this 150, concatenate it with one string and add 3 dots. Saving this one, refreshing the page, can see we got dot. Now it's time we should add one button right here. By clicking, the user could read the full post. So back to editor, right after this div of caption, we are going to add our button. So applying the hyperlink on that button, and we are going to redirect our user to the new page of full post.php, which we are going to create in our upcoming movies. And for the search query parameter, we have to add the ID, and we can make the ID to be equal with PHP scope starting first, and then we can echo the post ID which we are going to get from here. So adding it right here. So this will be the full path to our new address. So inside this anchor tag, I'm gonna add one button. So for adding one button, we just have to add the span tag, and we can add the class of button to be btn info, and then we can make it to read more. We can add HTML special character. Now saving this one. So I added one hyperlink that is going to redirect our user to the page where he can read the full post. So we are going to add it in our button, and the button name will be read more, HTML special character of going toward next page. So refreshing this page now, you can see we got this button right here, and this one is not working, this HTML special characters. So we need to add the and sign instead of dollar. Saving, refreshing the page. This one is appearing right here. So let's add one more times this HTML special character, and also we have to float it to the right position. So you can see this one is got btn info class, so we can select this class and make it to float at the right. So this class of btn info, you should make it to float at the right side of our page. Saving this one, if I refresh now, this one is looking great. So finally this page of blog.php is completed for now. But remember one thing, whenever you have to add the images from the computer, make sure that you Photoshop them well so that they could occupy the full space of the styles which you created for. As I created this whole thumbnail, and these images are working perfect for this whole blog post class, but this one is not quite good. Looks good to me. So make sure you add the right amount of Photoshop to adjust and resize your images if you want. And also this whole post which we extracted from the database is completely responsive. So in the next lecture we are going to add the full post PHP. So if I hover on this read more button, you can see the ID on left corner. If I click on this read more, we don't have this page of full post.php. Now before designing this new page of full post.php, in the next lecture we are going to activate this search tab to search from this blog.